game we're going to talk about is Superman Shadow of Apokolips from Atari for the PlayStation 2. Now, what did you think of this one?
They should call this game Shadow of Acropolis. The 3D cinematics in this game are actually better looking, amazing, than the cartoons.
Yeah, I wish they would make the cartoons look like the intro to this game.
How about if they made the game look like the cinematics from the game?
It is a major letdown because you get the buildup of this amazing intro and then you're dropped into the game and the gameplay just feels so barren, you know, like the streets don't have lots of people on them, the cars look so you know, they just look so phony and non-textured. Now the good news is that Superman has all of his powers right from the get-go. It isn't like they doled them out, or you don't have like a little Mr. Mistaplex guy sort of teaching you how to play the game. Well, he's one of the mischievous little bad guys from the Superman universe. I know, because I read the books.
They actually got all the voice actors to do the voices in the game.
Right.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean all the time that the voices are going to be great, though, does it?
All the way through. No, and the sound effects in the game are absolutely atrocious. The gun sounds, the gunshot sounds sound like Atari 2600 Superman guns.
You mean when there are sound effects in the game?
It's too hot, Superman!
Even though you get the powers, you get to fly around.
Yeah, but you can't use them all the time.
You can't. It's sort of it's so linear and structured for you.
For example, you can see through walls.
Yes.
But only the walls that they want you to see through.
You want to be able to look through walls anytime you want to. You want to be able to fly at super speed without it being so cumbersome. You want to be able to run on the ground as fast as you can. You want to be able to use your heat vision on a building if you'd like to. For the most part, they've done a pretty good job of representing the character in this game. But the problem is the controls for doing all of these abilities are just not that great. I mean, it takes too long to figure out how to do the spin moves and how to do the X-ray vision is a great example.
They got this kind of great, cool orchestral music going on.
Yes.
I wish it was a little more interactive, but for what they have there, it's actually pretty good. But the worst thing about this game, the biggest flaw, is that they pay absolutely no attention to detail. Like, for example, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Superman's pants are the wrong color. Now you're saying to yourself, well, maybe they're just not the right shade of red. No, they're black.
Yeah.
They're black.
Yeah.
Could you look at a picture of Superman when you're making this game, please?
First thing he noticed was Superman's underwear was a different color than it should be.
Strange.
So what are you going to give Superman Shadow of Apokolips?
I'm giving it a 3.5.
All right, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
That's right.
On the positive side, the cinematics in the Superman game are amazing. It's cool that they've got the voice actors from the cartoon in the game. And although it's not interactive, the music in the game is actually very good.
On the negative side, the attention to detail is just not here at all. I mean, come on, guys. Black pants for Superman? And although he has all his superpowers, you can't use them all the time. And to top it off, the sound effects in the game, the ones that are actually there, aren't very good at all.
Let's talk about another cel-shaded action-adventure game for the PlayStation 2. This is Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus from Sony. And what did you think of this one?
Now this is the way a cel-shaded game should look like.
After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people.
This is easily one of the best-looking PlayStation 2 games I've ever seen. He's swinging off of hooks with his little cane thing, and he's running around smashing the bottles and smashing the books and the bad guys.
Well, the amazing thing about this game is although it's a platform game, it also adds elements of sneaking around and being stealthy.
The character is so lovable. I mean, they've done an amazing job at creating this amazing character and a cast of his friends with all kinds of cool abilities. I mean, right off the top, the whole opening sequence of Sly Cooper is amazing because you're actually playing the game as the introduction is being sort of unraveled for you.
And I'll tell you, the voice acting in this game
Great.
is actually really well
Very
done.
great.
And the humor as well. And the storyline is actually really cool and unique. He's been in a long line of thieves his whole life who steal from bad guys.
Yep.
And they've all written down all their secrets in the book.
Called the Thievius Raccoonus.
Which is, the book is called the Raccoonus Thievius.
You can't say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they ripped the book at the beginning of the game into 5 different pieces. So you basically have to go to these 5 worlds. And along the way,
you collect stuff. One of my favorite parts in the game is the actual vehicle mini missions that you get. You actually get this one thing. It's a submarine,
right.
and you have control of the submarine with both thumbsticks.
Right.
Robotron, baby.
The controls are really cool. You got the analog going on. But the thing is, you can control the camera angle to move the camera around. Now, the camera angles are done really well, and you can move them at will. The only little bummer, though, is that I wish you could have went up and down as well.
There are some physics issues to deal with. I mean, you try to do those double jumps and land on a bookshelf and then make the next jump, and it just doesn't feel as precise as a Mario game or even a Crash Bandicoot game. They could have worked on that a little bit more. It's not pixel perfect.
I tell you, I love the music and the sound effects. They're completely interactive and really well done in this game.
They've designed the levels really well, where you have to traverse the entirety of the level and then work your way back to collect everything. But that also means is that you're going to the end of the level and you're walking right back and you're seeing all the level again. So it does feel kind of small.
You know that if you beat some of the time challenges within a certain amount of time, that they give you the game designer commentary for the game. So there's a lot of cool extras in there, really well thought out, kind of new, unique things.
One of the best platformers available for the system. I'm giving it an 8.5. And
I'm giving it a 9. On the positive side, the cell shading animations in this game are absolutely unbelievable. Great looking game. The dialogue, the storyline, and the character development in this game is unbelievable. And lastly, there's some really interesting extras in the game, such as designer's commentary.
On the negative side, the control isn't as precise as something you'd find in a Mario or a Crash game. The actual gameplay levels don't feel that large. And although you have to be pretty stealthy in some of the areas in the game, the enemy AI is pretty laughable. Don't go away, we're going to come right back with a look at Robotech Battle Cry for the Xbox.